What if I told you the most expensive car ever sold could actually buy you a private island? Take for example this 1955 Merc 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe. Only two are ever made, and not just anyone could take part in the bidding process. You had to be invited to actually take part, and it's sold for a whopping... Hey guys, my name is Mo and welcome to Behind the Wheel, your one-stop shop for all things car entertainment, insights, trends and the latest automotive news. And today we're counting down the jaw-dropping prices of automotive history's biggest sales. In 10th place is the 1964 Ferrari 275 GTB-C Speciale by Scaglietti. Pre-interest sale in this car just absolutely soared, featuring this bodywork and the distinction of being the first of just 3 ever built, rarer even than the 250 GTO. It did boast a 3.3 litre V12 engine with 70 brake horsepower more than the normal version, plus upgraded brakes and suspension. Now, a weight dispute with the race organisers nearly derailed its entry, and only one GTB-C ultimately raced, but it wasn't actually this one. The 1964 Ferrari 275 GTB-C Speciale sold for $26.4 million at RM Sotheby's Monterey auction in 2014. At the time, this made it one of the most expensive cars ever sold at a public auction. In 9th place is this 1967 Ferrari 275 GTB-4S N.A.R.T Spider. Now, this rare Ferrari was one of only 10 N.A.R.T, which is North American racing team, Spiders ever built, with 300 brake horsepower V12 engine, pristine single family ownership history. It became one of the most sought after Ferraris at auction. The 1967 Ferrari that you can see here did sell for $27.5 million at the same auction, and the huge interest in this car just kept driving the price up and up and up. In 8th place is this 1956 Ferrari, again 290mm, which was built for the racing legend Juan Manuel Fangio. The drive in the 1956 Mille Miglia, which was this huge race, and it was only one of 4 Ferraris ever produced. It's got a 3.5 litre V12 engine, 220 odd brake horsepower, and the car went on to be driven by other racing icons like Phil Hill. Pristine condition, racing heritage, and made it an absolute huge value at the auction, and it sold for $28 million in New York. The car's connection to racing legend Fangio and its status as one of only 4 ever built just kept driving the price really high. In 7th place, and tearing down the Ferrari sort of lineup so far, is this 1954 Merc W196, driven by the absolute legend, the Silver Arrow, Juan Manuel Fangio. He used the car to win both the 1954 German and Swiss Grand Prix, with its rather innovative straight 8 engine producing 260 odd brake horsepower and a rather distinctive bit of bodywork. This Formula 1 car revolutionized racing technology. When it was sold at Bonhams, it was the most expensive F1 car ever auctioned and sold for just under $30 million and set a record for the most expensive F1 car ever sold. In 6th place is this 1967 Ferrari 412P Belletta. This stunning Ferrari was one of just 3 412P examples built specifically for teams to compete against factory-backed prototypes. Came with a 4 litre V12 engine producing 420 brake horsepower. It featured this beautiful Belletta coachwork and achieved notable success in endurance racing. Its rarity, racing pedigree, and pristine preservation made it an exceptional, valuable collector's item and sold for $30.2 million. In 5th place is another Ferrari. It's Ferraris everywhere right now, to be honest. In 5th place is the 1957 Ferrari 335 Sport, built very much for racing, and it came with a 4 litre V12 engine, just under 400 brake horsepower, with a rather illustrious racing career being driven by Peter Collins and Maurice Trintignant. The car's impressive history, plus its participation in those races and a victory at the Cuba Grand Prix in 1958, as well as making it so rare as well, made it just so expensive and sold for $35 million. In fourth place is the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. It's considered to be one of the most coveted classic cars in existence, with a 3-litre V12 engine, 200 brake horsepower, built specifically for GT racing, and only 36 were actually made, making it extremely rare. Now, this particular example did compete in numerous races, including the Tour de France, and it did have the original engine and gearbox throughout the entire car's lifetime. It's, again, you know, that combination of racing heritage, rarity, pristine condition. Car sold for just under $49 million in 2018. Now, the top three cars, here we go. Another Ferrari 250 GTO. This particular one stands as another exemplar of Ferrari's legendary GT series. Like its counterpart, 3-litre V12 engine, 300 brake horsepower. But what sets this car apart is its unique racing history and exceptional state of preservation. It's in a very good, it's just in a very good place. And, you know, it took part in loads of races in the 60s, maintaining original components, and yeah, was sold for $70 million in a private sale to a guy called David McNeil in 2018. Second place, another Ferrari, 1962 Ferrari 330 LM, and yeah, 4-litre V12, just under 400 brake horsepower, later modified by Ferrari to the 330 LM spec for the Le Mans competition. Crazy bodywork, amazing racing history, and made it one of the only 330 LM versions ever made. Incredibly rare car, and sold for $92 million, which set an absolute record-breaking auction price. And in first place, here we go, is the 1955 Merc 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe. Just look at this car. It's an absolute masterpiece, making history by becoming the most expensive car sold at auction for $142 million. One of only two ever made. This one was powered by a 3-litre straight 8 engine, producing 300 brake horsepower, could hit 180 miles per hour, was designed for racing but never actually competed, and was named after Merck's chief engineer at the time, Rudolf Uhlenhaut. Now, the sale was conducted through a highly exclusive invitation-only auction by RM Sotheby's, with the Merck announcing the proceeds would be used to establish a global scholarship fund. And that's it. The top 10 most expensive cars sold at auction. Guys, if you like this video, you'll be sure to like the one that I did here about the most expensive car on sale today, which is the Rolls-Royce Boat Tail. See you for the next one.